So you guys ready? Yeah. I think you do a little better than that. You guys ready? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen his shows on YouTube, you've seen it in the NWO, and now for the first time, doing a live stage show of Thoughts to the Heart. I want everybody to get on your feet, put your hands together, and welcome Mr. Jason Klaus.
Thank you very much. Wow. Incredible. Simply incredible. I'm going to be all over the place. My nerves are a little bit amped up, as you can imagine. I do a lot of walking around and on the top of my hands. First of all, Happy New Year. It is a new year, it is a new decade, and it is a launching pad to what could be the greatest year of your life, if you choose to. Anybody who watches my show on YouTube, I'm sure there's a couple of you that do, and I appreciate that. You know, I'm all about going after your goals and your dreams. And a lot of times, I see on social media, specifically Facebook, about how life has thrown them a curveball. Things aren't going the way that they think that they should go. However, they do nothing to try to correct their course of action. They continue on the same road and they get the same results. So at what point do you say I've had enough? At what point do you say we need a change? A lot of times people wait for a specific point in time to make that their starting point. Not only is it kind of a back door, but it gives them an escape if they don't feel ready. Every year, most of you make New Year's resolutions, right? Just about everybody in here makes a New Year's resolution, at least one. They're going to start working out. They are going to quit smoking. They are going to kick some habit that is holding them back, that is not doing them any good. What happens with resolutions? The first time you hit a roadblock, more often than not, you fall off that path, right? I can't do it. Life has thrown me a curveball and I cannot swing at it. So what happens? You go right back to square one. Because that's the easy way to do it. That's the easy way out. I don't make resolutions. I don't make resolutions because I know in a typical resolution, I'm not going to do what I want to do. I know that. I'm being honest with myself. I know that the first time I have an issue, I'm going to revert right back. I know I'm going to do that. So I don't make resolutions. Resolutions gives you a back door out. I make goals. And I set goals. Goals are different from resolutions because a goal is something that you are generally passionate about. A goal is something that you will fight tooth and nail for. A resolution is an idea. And if you do not have the right frame of mind, you will not achieve that resolution. Because there will be challenges. Anything that's worth having is going to be a challenge. Because if it's easily handed to you, it can just as easily be taken away. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. You're going to see this several times throughout the night because I start talking and the throat starts getting raspy. We have a potpourri. That right there is the starter kit to a stage show. Resolutions, in my opinion, more often than not, are misrepresented. That's why I believe that each and every one of us, instead of making a resolution, you set a goal for yourself. You put a plan in motion. A lot of things will come into play as it, in turn, starts to go towards that road, that goal that you want to get to, that finish line. You have to put in a plan. You have to break it down step by step, because if you look at everything as a whole, it starts to become overwhelming. So you break it up in pieces. You break it up into segments. What I do is I'll make an outline. Your standard outline that they use, I don't know if they still teach it in school or not, because from the math that I see, is nothing what we did as kids. I don't even know how something this big equals 4. I don't do that. So I don't even know if they make, do they still do outlines in school? No? If there's a next show, I'm going to have a projector and I'm going to demonstrate what an outline is. So, have a plan in place. Because if you have a goal in place, you will work harder towards that goal. Your goal should mean just as much to you personally, to you as yourself, as it would be for perhaps a significant other, a business partner. It has to mean something to you, or else you will not put 100% of your effort in. You may think that you do, you may tell yourself that you do, but in your heart of hearts, you know that is not the case. You are doing it for somebody else. And if you're doing it for somebody else, you're not going to be as passionate about it. Passion, ladies and gentlemen, will take you to great lengths. Hard work will take up where passion leads off. You combine the two, and you become an unstoppable force. Regardless of what your goals are. Sometimes in order to reach your goals, you are going to have to make some tough choices. Sometimes, and this is not a very popular one, you need to sever ties with people who are holding you back. You may think that you have a strong clique of friends. You will find out during the course of your journey that your true friends are going to be the ones that stick by you every step of away. On your worst day, where you may have just had a rotten day, you are in the worst mood that you could possibly be. You are an insufferable prey. Your true friends are still going to, they will still be there for you. On your best day, your friends will be there with you to celebrate you, not to plan your downfall. Because friendships are a very fragile thing. But they are one of the most important relationships that you will ever have. I've talked about it on my show. Some of this you're going to find that I've touched on the show, but for the benefit of those who have never watched the show and are still waiting for their number to be called the senders, I'm giving you a little bit of a backstory here. You will find, one way or the other, who your true friends are. Those are the people that you need to keep in your inner circle, your cheerleaders. The ones who mean just as much to you as they do vice versa. Tell the first time, right? Another thing, as we embark on these goals, we all come from all walks of life, and we all have different stories. What I do for a living, he doesn't. What she does for a living, I have no idea about. So we don't know every single thing about each other. We just don't. I am a union worker. I am on the assembly line. I am one of thousands of people who go to work every day, bust our asses to build the greatest trucks in the world. I am one. I also am the owner of a business with a roster of 40. So I have a grasp on both sides of the equation when it comes to your professional part of your life. In an effort to achieve these goals, as we use 2020 as a launching pad, we need to get back to basics. And what I mean by basics is, my generation, because somewhere along the line, we have lost our vision on common sense. And yet, common sense is the one thing that should never, ever be put to the wayside. All the flashy gizmos and gadgets and all that does not substitute the fact that fundamentally it comes down to, who do you want to be as a person? Do you want to be a good person? Do you want to be somebody who wants to help people, or somebody that means something, that has a positive impact? Or do you want to be a butthole? I mean, that's all there is to it. In my opinion. This is just my opinion. You may not agree with it, but this is how I look at things. Now, I also feel like there needs to be a renewed emphasis on appreciation, respect. There is no appreciation, and there is a serious lack of respect in this day and age. My friends and my family, bless their hearts, are probably tired of hearing how much I appreciate them. Thank you for everything that they do, without my family. Straight up. Because they believed in me. They supported me. And that's something that I felt passionate about, because I feel like we need to get back to the very foundations, fundamentally, of what makes a decent person, what makes a good person, what makes a person somebody who is reliable and dependable. From a management standpoint, I make good damn sure that my roster understands what they mean to me. Because I know without a roster of 40, there would not be a Michigan wrestling organization. I know that. Now that's not to say that they don't irritate me from time to time, and I may lose my cool with them. I try not to do that, because that's not a good day for anybody. As somebody on the opposite end of that spectrum, somebody that is on the assembly line, the one thing that I feel could really boost morale, and I'm not talking just my job, this goes across the board, is just about all of you work somewhere, you work for somebody. It is imperative, and it would do a whole lot of good if those people in management positions took a couple of minutes out of their precious day and pried their asses out of their comfy seats in their air-conditioned offices and let the people know who are busting their backs, doing the actual manual labor to fill their bank account, how much that they mean to the operation. Because without these people, they wouldn't have them cushy seats in the air-conditioned offices. Just wouldn't happen. Because they would have to do that. They would have to do that work. Now I'm here to tell you something. If you are in a management position, in any way, shape, or form, you would do your workforce a lot of good if you expressed your appreciation in the fact and acknowledged the fact that without them, you wouldn't be where you are today. I know I wouldn't be where I am without my group. The men and women who come in and believe in me and believe in my organization to literally put their lives on the line each and every time they perform a show. I make sure that they know that I appreciate that. Appreciation goes a long way. It is something that, for a lot of people, it just does not register anymore. And I'm not really sure why that is. Now, to get back to, I'm going to be all over the place, but I promise you it all comes back around in the end. Set your goal. You have a goal in place. You have a goal in mind. When you work on your goal, you can kind of start to see different things of progress. It may be something small. It may be something minor. It may be something that only you can see. But that is the spark that keeps the engine rolling. People deal and they go down these tracks in different ways. You will find in life that when you are in any kind of competition or any kind of, say you're battling for the same job, or you will see the absolute worst and best come out of people. And you will find out real quick know, a month ago, they may have been your best friend, but now they are your bitter enemy because you're going for the same position. I'm a firm believer that no matter what circumstance you are in, no matter what you are doing, no matter what you are working for, it is imperative that you maintain utmost the professionalism, maturity. You have a bad day, don't go on social media and post these stupid vague posts just to get attention. Because to me, when I see that, I just go right past it. If you have a problem and you need, for whatever reason, some sort of positive reinforcement, there's other ways to go about it than putting up a post that says FML. Sad face. Because you know somebody's going to go, what's wrong? They replied like this. I mean, some people thrive on that kind of attention, and I understand that. There's three types of people that you will come across in this day and age as you are working towards your goal and you start making progress, or if you happen to take a step back. And perhaps you know some people like this. For example, you have the type of person who will shout to the heavens each and everything that they did that day. For example, I moved a chair today. Praise me because I moved a chair. Yes, that chair I moved. Woo! Did you see that? Chair. Move. I did that. Yes. Then I go back and I check that post. Only got 4 lights on it. Well, guess that's who my real friends are. Right? You see it, you know what I'm talking about. You've seen it. All right. There you go. Took me a swig of water. I'm going to go back at it. Woo! Now, the second type of person is the one that you don't hear from them. They don't have a social media presence for weeks. And you start wondering, Jesus, this is all my friends list? You know, I gotta go check this out. Well, they're still on the friends list, still active. Look at the message them. Everything okay? Everything's great. Great. Just want to make sure you're still with it. And then, about 10 days later, they post something monumental. Something like, you know this meant something to them. You know that this is something that they really wanted to work for. And they're not the ones that are out there as well. I woke up today. Y'all should be happy. You're great. Well, you started the day off on the right note, didn't you? Woke up on the right side of the ground, everything else is cream cheese. And then there's the guy who guy that says nothing. Doesn't say anything. Gets up every day. He goes to work, gets out of work, works on that dream. He's pecking away at it, he's pecking away at it, he's pecking away at it. And something happens, you gotta take a couple steps back, but you don't hear about it. You see him at work, how's things going? Great. Don't ever tell me that you're tired now. Get to that in a minute. But you have that guy that doesn't say anything. And you're wondering, what's going on? I mean, everything's normal. He acts normal. He doesn't act like anything's wrong. Just everything's cool. Everything's great. All right. And then somebody else will take notice of something that he's done. And then you're like, oh, well, this is kind of, sorry. This is escalating sort of quickly, And he may give you a little bit of hints here or there about what he's doing, something that may be totally out of the box for him. But he doesn't want that kind of attention. He's not the kind of guy that will sit there and boast about every little thing, And after a point, he kind of starts, I feel like I have more talents than that. So I'm going to take a chance on myself. One day I woke up and I was 43 years old with 2 kids, and I realized that if I'm going to get to where I want to be, it has to fall on me. I have to roll the dice on myself. Whether it's printing t-shirts, whether it's running a professional wrestling organization, whether it's doing this. These are things that I'm passionate about. I mean, make no mistake about it. My family is top priority. Number 1, right? Your kids and your spouses, your significant others, top priority. Priority number 1. My passion is doing stuff like this. My passion is to entertain. See, when I was a kid, whenever anybody asked me what I was going to be when I grew up, my answer without fail was, I am going to be a wrestler for the World Wrestling Federation. I am going to headline WrestleMania. That was my goal. That was my dream. I realized very young that that's what I wanted to be. I was obsessed with wrestling. Every single ounce of my being was wrapped around it. My bedroom looked like a shrine to Hulk Hogan. When I moved out on my own and I got my own apartment, no joke, my bathroom was yellow and red. Hulkamania. That was in my 20s. My love for entertaining and my love for professional wrestling at 43 years old has not wavered. My poor wife will attest to it. Bless her heart, not only does she have to deal with me being a hardcore wrestling fan, I embarked on a road that I thought was going to take me to the WWF. I embarked on a road that I felt was going to take me to the main event of WrestleMania. I was going to headline the biggest arenas in the world. I was going to have 5-star matches at the Tokyo Dome. Some of you got that reference. Along the line, I got hit with a roadblock. I got hit with another roadblock. And it kept knocking me off that road. It kept hindering my progress to where I wanted to be. After high school, there was no college, so it was wrestling school. I trained to be a wrestler. While I pumped gas in Hadley, Michigan, because that's what I thought I had to do. Next thing you know, I got so far off the path that I thought I needed to be on, it could have been real easy for me to just throw my hands up and say, this isn't going to happen. I have failed. I say a lot of things. I have said a lot of things. Failure is one of the most seldom used words you will ever hear come out of my mouth. I didn't fail. Instead, my focus became on something else. It was still professional wrestling, make no mistake about it. That's in my blood. That's who I am. That's what I am as a person. And I recognized that a long time ago. I may not be the greatest wrestler in the world, but I'm damn sure one of all of the ones that you will talk about when you leave one of my shows. Because I'm entertaining. I make people chuckle. I readjusted my focus. Instead of headlining WrestleMania, instead of going to the WWF, instead of working for Vince McMahon, I decided to bring that here and do it myself and open up my own company to give other people, other kids, men and women an opportunity to pursue a dream, no matter what scale it is on. Clearly, the MWO is not on the level of a WWE, clearly. But my organization has helped launch the careers of some of the most talented wrestlers this state has seen in quite some time. Undisputed fact. It does not like to be acknowledged, but it is what it is. My goal remained the same. I wanted to be successful in wrestling. Creating my own platform, I was able to do that. My point is, you may set off on this journey, you may have one goal in mind, and you may think that you have everything figured out. But sometimes, along the way, you will get knocked off the path, the beaten path. But it may, if you are aware of your surroundings, if you keep your eyes open and you listen to your heart, you may find a different goal, a more passionate endeavor that you never thought existed, but has presented itself to you. That would not have happened had you not gotten knocked off that beaten path. That gives you an opportunity to do something special, to carve your own niche, to where you stand out above everybody else in a particular genre. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you are in the entertainment realm, you sing, you dance, wrestle, whatever the case may be. I don't care if you are a tremendous artist and you paint pictures that look like absolute autographs. It makes no difference what you do, what you work for. The only thing that matters is how bad do you want it. And are you willing to work for it? Are you willing to weather the storm? It is very easy to just throw your hands up and say, I give up, I quit. It's so easy, it's 2 words, I quit. But it is the most impactful statement that you will ever make to yourself. And I promise you, at one day, it may not happen for quite some time, but one day you will wake up and those words will echo in your ears. And the feeling of the regret of not pursuing those dreams will overtake you. Only and only have you convinced yourself that you have dropped every ounce of blood, sweat, and tears into this thing. If it's not where you want to be, then perhaps you need to reevaluate what is truly important to you, because something is amiss. I believe that everybody's dreams are obtainable. It may not be on the grand scale or the measuring stick that you have provided for yourself, but in some way, shape, or form, each and every one of your dreams are obtainable if you work for them. I don't know how many times I've talked to people that have worked for the wrestling company off the ledge, so to speak. They had a bad match. They had a bad outing. The promo didn't go right. They're feeling like crap. You gotta have bad days to appreciate the good ones. Every single misstep is a learning experience. You have to open your eyes and you have to acknowledge it. You can't ignore it, because if you ignore it, you will continue to make the same mistakes. You will continue to hit the same roadblock, and you will have spent an awful lot of time in one spot going nowhere. I would challenge each and every one of you for 2020. Use 2020 as your launching pad. Use 2020 as the square one, so that when you get to your promised land, when you get to where you want to be, you can look back on January the 6th of 2020 and said, that's the day that I put my plan in motion. Get yourself a group of cheerleaders. Get yourself a group of people who will support you through good times and through the bad. Because I promise you, it may not happen today, it may not happen next month, it may not happen for weeks on end, but eventually you will start seeing the gains, you will start seeing progress, and eventually you will see your goal. How long it takes, and the road that takes you there is up to you. Because I promise you, nothing will be handed to you. And life, in general, will do everything that it can to knock you off your path. I refuse to accept the fact that every little thing it's merely a distraction. Because hard work will always beat talent. Talent becomes lazy. Talent becomes very complacent. Talent knows that it's talented, so it feels like it doesn't have to work as hard. Hard work overcompensates and will eventually leapfrog the talent. I believe that in my heart of hearts. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you rest your laurels on that and that alone, you're only going to go so far. Hard work is going to take you the rest of the way. So as I leave you with this. There was a kid that grew up wide-eyed. He felt that he could conquer the world. In his mind, there was nothing that could stop him from where he wanted to go in life. In reality, there was a couple of big issues, especially with the kind of road and the kind of path that he wanted to take. Number one, he was incredibly shy. Didn't like talking to people. Certainly didn't like being the center of attention. But he knew that in order to do what he wanted to do, he had to overcome that. In addition to incredible shyness, he had a speech impediment. He stuttered terribly at times, couldn't get a sentence out. But he knew if he wanted to get to where he wanted to be, he had to overcome that. He had to find ways to outsmart that element, to use that as tackling fuel. Those were two huge negatives. For somebody that had aspirations of being on a stage or being in some sort of entertainment realm, he understood that in order for that to happen, he had to overcome shyness. He had to get used to being out in front of people. And somehow or another, he had to work around the speech impediment. He set goals, he set dreams. And every time a dream was achieved, every time a goal was realized, he set another one. And then another one. And then another one. And all the while, he kept in the back of his mind, the one thing he kept hearing was everybody telling him that he couldn't do it. You will never be what you want to be. That fueled him, that pissed him off. Under no circumstances should you allow anybody to dictate who you are. Each and every one of you is special. There are memes on social media that will tell you the contrary. Bullshit. You are special, each and every one of you. Because you are individual. You are not a goddamn number. You are a person. You are somebody's son, daughter, mother, father, aunt, uncle, niece, nephew. You are something to somebody. And you deserve to be happy. You deserve to enjoy the success of your hard work. And don't let a goddamn person tell you otherwise. Because I believe in each and every one of you. And I don't care where you come from. And I don't care what you do. At the end of the day, you are special. You are to me, you are to your friends, you are to your family. Whether you've worked for me, whether you've worked with me, whether you just see me on social media, you saw me on YouTube, the fact that you came out here today means something to me. It means everything to me. And that kid that I was just telling you about, the one that was painfully shy, and the one that had the speech impediment, and the one that had all these dreams and aspirations, and the one that kept being told, no, you can't, that kid was me. And here I am on January the 5th of a brand new decade. I've overcome shyness, obviously. The speech impediment, kind of a problem, but I achieved a dream. And it happened because of you. So the final thing I'll say is this. If you take anything away tonight, I want you to take this away. You may encounter bad days, terrible days, horrible days, days you wish never existed. You got to use those days as a reminder that life is not always going to be rainbows and sunshine. It just won't. It's unrealistic. Things happen. Bad things happen. Whether it's your control or not, you will come across days where you feel like the whole world is against you. Life has knocked you down on your knees. You feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulder. You've got nowhere to go but down. I say that's not true, because take this away. Whether I know you personally, professionally, whatever the case may be, just know that I believe in each and every one of you. And I know that you can do great things. And I know that sometimes you just need to be reminded that you are special and that you can do it. You can do anything you want to if you put your mind to it. You can do anything you want to if you're willing to work for it. So it all comes down to you. And just know that if nothing else, this guy right here is in your corner, and I'm rooting for you. Thank you so much for coming out. It means the absolute world to me. I hope we were able to entertain you a little bit. I love each and every one of you, and thank you very much.